your day? And okay, we had a lesson on Saturday, so it's not the weekend. So how are things going?
Yeah, good actually. Because I went shopping today, the road was very crowded and the weather was hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. Yes, these few days, hot and humid.
Yeah, humidity is high a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And I think I haven't been out yesterday or today, but I think there's lots of traffic, and the corona cases are increasing too. So
are increasing. Yeah, it's
yeah. The official number now is 2,000 active cases.
But actually, the number of deaths.
Yeah, the deaths are not too much. They say it's only 60, but we don't really know how many deaths because this is just the official count. So sometimes there's more. That's the problem, because
I don't know if there's anyone would die with corona outside the hospital, because they already suffer from severe symptoms. That people who dies with corona. So I don't think so. There's who's this? Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay. شوية ويكلمك يعني اسمها لما يوصل هنا فتحة ويكلمك. Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Where were we? You were saying about cases dying outside the hospital.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's the stigma of not wanting others to know that they have corona. You know, the social factor. I think this might be.
Yeah, but I know that, but the corona symptoms is really the severe one. People here cannot treat with it. So they have to go to the hospital at the when the case is critical. So they cannot cover anything, or they not hide, or
maybe that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always think there are more cases than the official ones. That's what I think. I think the number is probably larger. I don't know.
That's globally.
Mm-hmm.
Globally, it's larger than the official numbers, because there's people who have a corona without any symptoms, or
and they haven't tested. But here you have to keep in mind the other problem, which is limited number of testing. So so there aren't enough testing kits here. You get the idea? They aren't doing as many tests as in other countries. So.
So what the benefit of increased testing?
Because if you can't test, you can't know what they have, and you can't treat them if they're not confirmed. This is the idea.
But you can't treat not all coronavirus holders need to treat the treatment, and besides, the test itself is not 100% accurate. So you can't say, okay, the number that I get when I test the population of some country, the positive result, it's accurate. It's not really accurate 100%. Its accuracy is just, I've heard, it's just 60%. So almost.
If we're talking about the test itself, this one, because it depends on technology called PCR, which depends on DNA. This is a very accurate test. The problem is, like you said, maybe if you don't have enough tests, or if you're not taking a large enough sample of the population, then maybe the effect, statistically speaking, on the whole country, to say how the percent, for example, we have 1% of the population with the disease, we have 1.5. Maybe, of course, the percent you get won't be accurate, yes. But the thing is, like you said, the holders who don't have severe symptoms, these are the dangerous ones, because these are the ones who spread it, because they don't have any problems. They go out, they socialize, and then they transmit it to someone older, for example. And the older ones are the ones who usually get the severe symptoms, people over 60 usually, or with other diseases. These are the ones who usually get it from someone young who doesn't have a lot of symptoms, just a little bit of cough, maybe fever. Do you get the idea? So testing, it's a big problem, I think. I don't know how it will end, but it doesn't look good, because even in the US, I don't know if you've been seeing the news. During the last week, there were days when the cases were up to 70,000 cases per day.
Yeah.
So
it's a huge number.
Yeah, it's a huge number, exactly. Let's hope things don't get as bad as that.
Yeah, we hope that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think last time we covered this part, the question tag part, and it says here write question tags to check the information. So we finished number 5, but number 6 we didn't do it. I think number 6 is easy. We can do it very quickly. So here the idea, all you need to do, Noha, is just write the question tag. You don't need to do anything else. It says write question. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can skip this, because I will get the hard copy today, so I will do it myself. It's not very hard.
All right, so we can skip the question tag part. Okay, let's do the pronunciation exercise. This one This one is interesting, and it's a revision of the ed adjectives, because as you know, usually with words that end with ed, they're usually either adjectives or maybe they are just verbs in the past tense if we're talking about regular verbs. But sometimes they can be used as adjectives. For example, the verb confuse. Okay, so if you say I confused him.
Excuse me, just a minute, just 5 minutes, because I ordered something and they maybe.
No problem. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. Excuse me.
Take your time.
Hello, I'm very sorry.
Hi, no problem.
Hi. Okay. Where were we?
Sorry, what did you say?
Where were we?
We are about, I'm just removing some of the answers from the next lesson. Okay, we were about to do the pronunciation practice here. So we were talking about adjectives, ED adjectives, and the relationship between ED adjectives and the past tense of regular verbs. So for example, if you use confuse, if you use it as a verb, and you can say, I confused him. So now he's confused. So, so when you say confused him, so I'm using it here as a verb. But when we say he's confused, it's now an adjective. Yeah, but it's from the same, you can see it's very clear that it's from the same source. Anyways, our point here is not the origin of the adjectives, but the pronunciation. So we just want to group them depending on how we pronounce them, depending on syllable stress. Okay, so here we have words which are one syllables, which have only one syllable, like stressed. So I need you to find two other adjectives from the box which only have one syllable. This is the first part. Then you need to find words which have two syllables, but the first one is the stressed one. And the third group, the second syllable is stressed. The fourth group, you have words which have three syllables. The first one is stressed. And then the last group, you have three syllables. The middle one is stressed, like excited. All right, so let's start with the one syllable. What do you think?
One syllable.
Yeah. You can start randomly. You don't have to. Just you can find them and then decide where to. Scared. You think this is one syllable word, scared. Okay, so let's write it, and then we can check from that listening track. Okay, so we have scared.
Relaxed.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Stressed. Confused. Let's try with confused.
No, remember, we're doing one syllable words. The first part is only one syllable words.
One syllable words.
But confused, where do you want to put it?
Confused. 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 The fifth one, maybe.
You mean the last one, the last group?
The last group.
Okay.
Confused.
Let's put it here and then we can check.
Worried, confused, confused. Frightened, the third one. Frightened.
Here.
No, the 1, 2, the third one.
Ah, okay.
Beside
you mean
annoyed.
next to annoyed?
Yeah, frightened.
Okay.
Worried, worry.
Where do you want to put worried?
The second one, maybe.
Okay, let's put it here.
Concerned, concerned, concerned. Concerned. The third line. Concerned.
Next to frightened, you mean?
Yeah. Concerned.
Okay.
Exhausted at the fourth one.
Okay.
Exhausted.
Exhausted. You still have a group of spaces.
Exhausted. Embarrassed. Embarrassed.
Where is it? Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Exhausted. Embarrassed. Relaxed. 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 Besides scared. Relaxed. One syllable.
Okay.
Okay. Worried. Relaxed, scared, embarrassed. Depressed. 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 The third line. Depressed.
With annoyed.
Yeah. Interested. Interested. Also interested.
Interested.
Interested. Interested. I'm not interested. I don't know. I'm not sure. Interested. Should we put it beside worried? Interested?
Up to you. You decide. You want to put it next to worried?
Worried. Worried. Exhausted. Interested. No, exhausted. Beside exhausted, interested.
Okay. Let's remove it.
Interested.
We still have 4 spaces. Let's cross the words we used. So we used interested, exhausted, concerned, worried, confused. We used frightened, relaxed, scared, right? So we have shocked, terrified, depressed, embarrassed.
Shocked. Shocked. Relaxed. Shocked. Scared. Stress. Shocked. Shocked. It's one syllable.
Okay. But you only have 3 spaces.
Yeah. Relaxed. Relaxed. Scared. Yeah. Shocked. One syllable. Relaxed. 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 Maybe relaxed at the second line and shocked with one syllable.
Okay, so let's remove relaxed. Let's put shocked.
Relaxed. Shocked.
And relaxed, where do you want to put relaxed?
Relaxed. Let's put it beside worried and we will see if it's.
Now we used shocked. This means you have 3 words. These words.
Terrified. 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 The stress in the middle, terrified.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do we say terrified or do we say terrified?
Terrified. I don't know.
Do we say terrified or do we say terrified? So do you feel, is it terrified or is it terrified?
Okay, maybe maybe I don't understand. I have wrong ideas about syllable. Give me a clue about syllable. What's the meaning of syllable? Syllable is the parts of the word.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Let's use the answered one here. Excited. Let's use it as an example, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here, if you check the word excited, X,
mm-hmm.
Excited.
How do you know how many parts that?
Because if you can divide any part where you can stop in the pronunciation, you can cut it. This means this is a syllable. So I can chop the word excited into 3 parts. Excited. Excited. Do you understand? I can put it in three blocks. But for example, if you check the word stressed, I cannot say stressed. I can't chop it. I have to do it together. Take, go, all of these are 1 syllable words. I can't put I can't divide them. But for example, take the word ugly, ugly, or for example, Libya, Tripoli, 3 parts. Tripoli. Excited. So there are 2 parts. The first part is knowing how many syllables, then knowing which one is stressed. The first part is easy, knowing how many syllables. Knowing which one is stressed, this sometimes can be a little tricky. It's like laptop. The correct way is laptop. But in Libya, many people say laptop, right?
Yeah, it's laptop. Yeah,
it's laptop. The stress is on the first syllable. Laptop, not laptop.
Yeah, 2 different sounds.
2 different sounds.
Yeah, soft A and short vowel O.
Yeah, and here it's the main difference is the stress, because when I say laptop, I'm putting stress on lap, but if you say laptop, I'm putting stress on top. So here it's a matter of stress rather than vowels, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the idea.
Okay, now stressed, scared,
shocked. Yeah, we don't say shocked. We say shocked. It's hard to break it.
Even we can't say scared.
You can't. Yeah, it's one. You do it together.
It's one syllable.
One sound. You do it in one sound. This is the meaning of syllable. It's a sound part of the word.
So the word worry.
It's 2 parts.
Yeah.
Worried.
Yeah, 2
worried.
parts, but
worried. But which one is stressed? Is it worried or is it worried?
Worried.
Do you feel
first syllable?
All right. So the first sounds stronger. Yeah, worried. Yeah.
Because I think ED it's not originally in the word. So the source of the original word is worry. So we stress woe.
That could be right, yes.
Okay. So now relaxed. Relaxed. Relaxed.
But how do we say it? Do we say relax, or do we say relax? Do we say relax, or do we say relax?
Relaxed. This is wrong place for relaxed. Relaxed in the second in the line.
You want to move it. You want to move to
the next line, yeah.
To the annoyed group. You want to put it there, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Relaxed. The second syllable. Stressed. Relaxed. Frightened. Okay. Concern. Concern, yeah. The last part. Okay. Relaxed. Depressed. Yeah. Depressed. Okay. Exhausted. Interested, and we need one more, I think, yeah. So interested, confused, she's excited, terrified.
We have terrified, we have embarrassed, and depressed. You used it, and we have satisfied.
Terrified at the last one.
Okay.
Where's satisfied?
At the
we
top.
Have satisfied.
Yeah, we also have satisfied.
Satisfied. Yeah. Satisfied. Okay, satisfied at the first, second line. Satisfied.
You mean with worried?
Yeah.
Okay. What about embarrassed?
Embarrassed. Embarrassed at the fourth line.
With interested.
With interested, yeah.
Okay, let's check that. So this is in, let me know if you can hear the track. I think you should hear it now. I made some kind of adjustment. Hopefully this time the sound, the track should be clearer than before. Let's listen.
Track 7.
Stressed. Scared. Shocked. Worried. Frightened. Annoyed. Confused. Relaxed. Concerned. Depressed.
Yeah. Okay, I got 3.
Satisfied. Terrified.
This is the third group, fourth group.
Interested. excited, embarrassed, exhausted.
I missed the second two lines.
Yeah, the last one we didn't get any words correct.
Yeah.
But the rest is not bad, I think. We got many of them. You got many of them right, which is not bad, I think. Okay, so let's correct them and put them in the right place so you can really hear it. So these were wrong. The first line was completely correct. The second line, what was wrong? I think worried and what did she say?
Worried and confused.
Okay. So she said worried and confused. Are you sure confused? I don't think so.
Worried and
And we can listen to it again just to confirm, and then we can write them one by one.
okay.
Track 7.
Stressed, scared, shocked, worried, frightened.
Frightened.
Frightened. Yeah.
But what do you think of the sound? It's clearer now, right?
Frightened. Yeah. It's really good.
Okay.
Frightened.
Mm-hmm. So this means we're going to remove frightened from there. No, I removed it from the wrong. Come on. I removed all the ones except the one I wanted. So this was worried and frightened.
Yeah.
Worried, frightened.
Track 7.
Stressed, scared, shocked, worried, frightened, annoyed, confused,
Mm-hmm. Confused. Okay.
relaxed,
Mister, give me a few minutes, please.
All right. I'll finish the answer.
Okay.
concerned, depressed, satisfied, terrified, interested, excited, embarrassed, exhausted, terrified, satisfied, terrified, interested, excited, embarrassed, exhausted.
Hello.
Okay, hi.
Hi. Okay.
Okay. All right, so I filled in the gaps. Let's hear it. Let's listen to it one last time, and so you can understand the differences between each group. So the first one is clear. You need 2 syllables. I mean the second line. The first line, of course, it's just 1 syllable, and we got it right. Now the second one, we need 2, and the first one is louder. So worried, your analysis was right. Worried, worried. So it's clear that the first one is louder, stronger. The same thing with frightened, frightened. So the first one is clear. The others are the opposite, the third line. Annoyed, confused, concerned, relaxed, depressed, right? And the next group is satisfied, interested, terrified. So the first one is the strongest syllable, or the stressed syllable. And the last one is in the middle. Excited, exhausted, embarrassed. So it's that way. So let's hear it without my exaggeration, because let's hear them in a more natural way.
Track 7.
Stressed, scared, shocked, worried, frightened, annoyed, confused, relaxed, concerned, depressed, satisfied, terrified, interested, excited, embarrassed, exhausted.
Okay. So this was a little syllable pronunciation exercise. Now, in the last one here in this lesson, they want us to decide if these words have the same stress pattern or different stress pattern. All right. So it means, are they from the same group, or do you think they're from a different group? So here you have stressed, annoyed. It's not the same, because stressed is 1 syllable, annoyed is 2. What about concerned? Concerned and exhausted.
Concerned. Different.
All right. So we can put a D. What about depressed, confused?
Depressed. Confused. The same.
Embarrassed, interested.
Embarrassed, interested. They're not the same. Interested.
Correct. Yeah, they're different. Okay. Frightened, worried.
The same.
Shocked, scared.
Shocked. Scared. The same. Scared.
Yeah, that's right. Satisfied, relaxed.
satisfied. Next. Not the same.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Excited, terrified.
Not the same.
Uh-huh. All right, so we don't need to listen to this again, but you get the point. Yeah. So they just want you to decide which words have the same sound. All right, moving to our next topic. Here we're going to talk slow down. The lesson is slow down. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about word collocations. This is what we'll start with, word collocations. And then in grammar, we will talk about 3 interesting grammatical structures. The be able to. So for example, when you say I'm able to, or he's able to, and so on. Or to be supposed to, so he's supposed to, infinitive, he's supposed to go, he's supposed to write, he's supposed to, is another structure. And the same thing with to be allowed to. He's allowed to smoke, he's not allowed to smoke, and so on. So these are sort of interesting, I think. They're nice. They give more variety and flavor to the English language, especially if used correctly. And modal verbs, of course. Modal verbs, I think you're familiar with them from pre-intermediate, but here they'll talk in more detail about them. Let's start with some nice work collocations here. Let's choose the right verb for these phrases. So should you take work home or should you be work home?
I think I'm work home or is work home.
You have a choice between 2 verbs, either take or be.
Be.
So you be work home. So do you say I'm work home? Can you say that? Or he's work home?
Work home. I'm not sure. Let's say be work home. I'm work home.
Okay. What about the next one here?
Have time to relax.
Have or be?
Have.
Okay, let's choose have.
Have time to relax.
Get long hours or work long hours?
Work long hours.
Work overtime, spend overtime.
Work overtime.
Okay. To be a workaholic or to get a workaholic?
Be a workaholic.
Okay. To meet deadlines or to take deadlines?
Meet.
Okay. To take time off work or to be time off work?
I'm not sure, but let's say it's take, okay? Take time off work.
All right. To have under a lot of pressure at work or to be under a lot of pressure at work?
Be.
To leave a lot of time at work or to spend a lot of time at work?
Spend.
Okay. And to have good working conditions or to be good working conditions?
Have.
Okay. Okay, let's take a quick look and see how many of these were correct. So we need to look at page 129. Which page is this? So 2 other pages down. Okay, so this is the page we want. This is 129.
Okay.
Here, this box.
Okay. Take work home. Oh, first one is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Take work home, not be work home.
Uh-huh.
Have time to relax. The second is correct. Work long hours. What was it?
No, you answered it correctly.
Okay. Work overtime. Yeah. Be workaholic. Yeah. Meet deadline. Take time off work. Be under. Yeah. Spend a lot of time. Have a good working. So, yeah. Take
Yeah, just the first one.
the first one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oops, not this lesson. Okay, here it is. All right, so we got the collocations right, which is good. So here in listening and speaking, in the next exercise, they want us to take a look at the book cover, the cartoon, and the photos. What is the book about, do you think? Let's look at the book. So the book cover, it says, can you read it? I'll zoom in a little.
In praise of slow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in praise of slow. And the writer.
Slow down, what's the hurry?
Yeah, slow down. What's the hurry? This is what this is what the cartoon shows, and then this is the photo. What do you see in the photo?
Crowd of people.
All right. And do they
are in hurry?
Yes, they look like they're in a hurry. What are they in a hurry for? Why are they in a hurry? This is another photo they want us to look at. You see this? This is at Google offices in London.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the photos they wanted us to look at. But why do you think these people are in a hurry?
They are for, I don't know, different heading to their works, their
Heading to work?
Heading to work, to home, to appointments, to different.
Okay, but at least we agree. We agree that they're in a hurry. They're clearly in a hurry, right? All right, okay, so that's what matters for us. But what do you think the book is about? In praise of slow.
In the first place, what's the meaning of praise, please?
Good question. Praise. So praise is when we say that something is good. So for example, let's say...
Madih.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it means, yes, praise.
Okay. So the title of the book could be about the advantages of slowness.
Yes, it's that might be a big possible answer. Yes, because the writer is praising being slow or slowness.
Yeah.
Right. But do you think this is normal or do you think this is strange in this age?
You mean in this era?
Yes, in this era of praising slow. Do you think this is a good thing? Or a normal thing, I mean?
Yeah, it's arguable thing. Maybe.
It's... Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
It's arguable.
Arguable, yes. Yeah, it's a little... it's a little controversial, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a modern, very fast-paced era and fast-paced time, and then this writer tells us being slow is good. He's praising slow. So let's find out. Let's find out why he thinks so, and let's see. So okay, so we're going to start with a little guessing word, with a guessing exercise first. Okay, so here they want us to guess the correct words or numbers in these sentences. So the first one, people in China or Germany spend 15% less time at work now than they did in 1980. What do you think?
People in China or Germany?
We're only guessing, by the way. We don't really know, because we are going to listen to a radio program and find out. But for now, we don't know.
1980. Well, maybe in Germany.
Okay, so let's choose Germany and then see. Number 2, can you read number 2 for us?
Some companies in France, Italy, give their employees 3-day weekends. Okay, let's try France.
What about number 3?
Europeans, Americans work 350 hours a year, more than Europeans, Americans. American, maybe.
Okay. So if we choose Americans here at the beginning,
yeah,
this means we're going to choose
than
Europeans at the end.
Yeah, Europeans.
Come on. Okay, can you read number 4 for us?
20% of British people work over 50, 60 hours a week. I would choose 60.
Okay, do you know how many hours 60 is? Or 50, let's say even 50. If you say 50 hours a week, and we work 5 days a week, because in the UK...
More than 10 hours daily.
Yeah, it's 10 hours daily if you work 5 days a week, from Monday to Friday. These are 5 days, and this means you work 10 hours a day. This is 50. But if 60, this means 12 hours a day.
Yeah, so...
And it's only 20% of the population. We're not talking about all British workers, of course.
Maybe 50, because it's more rational.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's...
Because they say over. Already 60 is very high, so over 60 it's
a bit too much.
Yeah, too much.
What about number 5?
30%, 60% of people in the UK said they didn't take all their paid holiday. Maybe 30%. I don't know. 30%, let's say. In Japanese, there's a word that means death from working too hard. Japanese.
Okay, so it already looks like an interesting topic. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's find out. Let's listen to the radio program. So we're going to listen to two journalists, Kim and Rob, and they will talk about this man's book, Carl Honoré's book, In Praise of Slow. Let's see.
Track 9.
Welcome to Cover to Cover. Today we're talking about Carl Honoré's book, In Praise of Slow, which tells us that we're all living too fast and working too hard and that we should all just slow down. With me are two journalists, Kim Mayhew and Rob Davis, both workaholics, of course. Kim, what did you think of the book?
I thought it was very interesting and quite funny in places too.
And what about you, Rob?
Well, as soon as I finished it, I decided that I must take more time off work.
Yes, me too. Honoré says people should only work 35 hours a week.
And do you think that's a good idea?
Yes, definitely. Firstly, a lot of people are unemployed these days, as we know. So if everyone worked fewer hours, it might create more jobs.
But according to Honoré, people are already working less in some countries. For example, Germans spend 15% less time at work now than in 1980.
Honoré also believes that we ought to spend more time with our families.
And that's already happening in some countries too, isn't it? It says in the book that some French employees are allowed to begin their weekend at 3 p.m. on Thursday.
Yes, and Honoré also says people can get their best ideas when they're doing nothing. Albert Einstein was famous for just looking into space at his office at Princeton University. And you can't say he didn't have a few good ideas.
Absolutely. Kim, what else interested you about the book?
Well, I was interested to read that Americans work 350 hours a year more than Europeans. But in some American companies, employees can sleep whenever they want. Apparently, they have special rooms where people can go and relax if they're tired.
Really? If we had one here, I'd be in there every afternoon.
Actually, by law, people in the UK are supposed to have a break every 4 hours. But a lot don't, of course. I was also surprised to read that 20% of British people work more than 60 hours a week. We work the most hours in Europe, and it's certainly not making us happier.
Yes, and lots of people have to take work home because they're under a lot of pressure to meet deadlines. Apparently 60% of British people who were interviewed said they didn't take all their paid holiday. No, that's just crazy.
And these days, of course, we're able to continue working when we're travelling. You know, on the train or on a plane or whatever.
Yes, the Japanese even have a word for it, karoshi, which means death from working too hard.
On that happy note, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, we almost
Yeah, we got most of them correct, I think,
Yeah.
except for the ones about Britain. The 2
Britain,
points about
20%.
yeah, we didn't get those right, but everything else was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So let's
60%.
correct. Yeah.
60 hours, 60%.
What do you think of that? I think that's insane, right? I mean,
Yeah.
imagine working, unless of course, unless Saturday and Sunday are not off, because if they were off, that will mean 12 hours for the other days. But maybe 60 hours per week. Maybe they don't. They do work on Saturday and Sunday, or at least one of them, so they can divide the hours, because otherwise, I mean, if not, that would be way too much.
It's insane.
Sorry?
It looks insane.
Yes, I think it's too much. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So this is a nice article, actually.
Mhm.
Now let me very quickly, before we do our next part here, let's just clean the answers first. Because here we have some follow-up questions about the same program, the same track, and we want to see if we can answer them. Okay, why don't you start with the first point here? Before, we'll try to do it without listening again. And if we need to, we can use the track to confirm, but let's start without it. So can you read the first point in question number 3, please?
Okay, number 1, it's answered already. Honor says people should only work 35 hours a week.
All right, so he says 35.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's write 35, then we can check.
Honor believes that we owe to spend more time with our families.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Some French employees are allowed to begin their weekend at Tuesday, maybe.
It already says Thursday, but this means we want a time when we have
3 p.m. 3 p.m.
Okay, so at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. People can get their best when they are doing nothing. Best, I'm not sure about the word, best.
They used Albert Einstein as an example.
What?
They used Albert Einstein as an example here, number 5, when they were talking about this point.
Yeah.
What is Albert Einstein known for?
I can't remember actually. I remember that he mentioned something about Albert Einstein, but
what is he known for? What is he famous for, Einstein?
Relative theory.
Okay, yeah, the relativity theory in physics, correct. But what does this mean? What does he do a lot? I mean, what is he known for? For coming up with good.
Their intelligence. Their
close.
Productivity.
You're close, but you can hear it in the track. Don't worry. But you're almost there. You're almost there. Okay, number 6.
In some American companies, employees can whenever they can sleep.
Okay.
Whenever they want, or take a rest or something, sleep. Yeah.
All right.
In the UK, people are supposed to have a break every. I can't remember. So Kim says that lots of people have to take I don't know. Rob says that these days we are able to continue working when we are the last 3 ones.
Okay, no problem. We can confirm them from the track one more time. Let's listen to the track, okay?
Track 9.
Welcome to Cover to Cover. Today we're talking about Carl Honoré's book, In Praise of Slow, which tells us that we're all living too fast and working too hard and that we should all just slow down. With me are 2 journalists, Kim Mayhew and Rob Davis, both workaholics, of course. Kim, what did you think of the book?
I thought it was very interesting and quite funny in places too.
And what about you, Rob?
Well, as soon as I finished it, I decided that I must take more time off work.
Yes, me too. Honoré says people should only work 35 hours a week.
And do you think that's a good idea?
Yes, definitely. Firstly, a lot of people are unemployed these days, as we know. So if everyone worked fewer hours, it might create more jobs.
But according to Honoré, people are already working less in some countries. For example, Germans spend 15% less time at work now than in 1980.
Honoré also believes that we ought to spend more time with our families.
And that's already happening in some countries too, isn't it? It says in the book that some French employees are allowed to begin their weekend at 3 p.m. on Thursday.
Yes, and Honoré also says people can get their best ideas when they're doing nothing. Albert Einstein was famous for just looking into space at his office at Princeton.
So what's number?
Ideas. Best
Yeah.
ideas.
Okay, that's correct. To get their best ideas.
University. And you can't say he didn't have a few good ideas.
Absolutely. Kim, what else interested you about the book?
Well, I was interested to read that Americans work 350 hours a year more than Europeans. But in some American companies, employees can sleep whenever they want. Apparently, they have special rooms where people can go and relax if they're tired.
Really? If we had one here, I'd be in there every afternoon.
Actually, by law, people in the UK are supposed to have a break every 4 hours. But a lot don't, of course.
Every 4 hours.
Okay, let's write it. Every
4 hours.
hours. Okay.
I was also surprised to read that 20% of British people work more than 60 hours a week. We work the most hours in Europe, and it's certainly not making us happier.
Yes, and lots of people have to take work home because they're under a lot of pressure to meet deadlines.
Take work home.
All right.
Apparently 60% of British people who were interviewed said they didn't take all their paid holiday. No, that's just crazy.
And these days, of course, we're able to continue working when we're travelling. You know, on the train or on a plane or whatever.
Yes.
When we are traveling.
Okay, so this was the track. All right, so here we have a follow-up question, an opinion question. Do you agree with Carl Honoré that we all work too hard and should slow down?
For me, I'm not worker.
Okay, so you don't work.
Yeah. And in my environment is Libyan people. So Libyan people doesn't hard worker. Most of them. They are not hard worker. So, but yeah, we should in the meaning of spend more time with our families, and yeah, we should live slow our pace of life.
But are you speaking generally about people in the West, or are you speaking about Libyans?
Yeah, people. Yeah, for the people of the West, yeah, they have to slow their pace a little bit.
Do you think the advice of the writer, of Carl Honoré, do you think this works? This makes sense in Libya? Do you think we can apply his ideas in Libya?
Yeah, why not? Maybe.
Do you think we work too hard as a Libyan workforce? Do you think we work too hard?
Okay. In Libya, we usually we are not hard worker. people here are not hard worker, but for it's not, that's not not for the all. There's a lot of employees who are working very hard and they need, and this advice is gonna be good to increase their motivation and get them some relief.
So you think,
You
so
get the
this,
idea?
yeah, you're trying to say that maybe for most Libyan workers, this doesn't apply, but for the few who work hard, maybe this advice is relevant to them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I think I can agree with that. All right. And let's check our next exercise here. So here we have a little bit of grammar, okay? So here we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between to say be able to and to say to use the different rules. It's very strange how the book is answered. I don't get it. It's supposed to be a student book.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
And
a little bit strange.
Yes. And it was very hard finding this book, by the way.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
It's really interesting book.
yeah, I think it's good. And even the copy,
Yeah, it's good.
this
It's
one,
useful.
the copy is not bad because sometimes they're not scanned very well, but this one is done well. If it wasn't for some of the answers, I think. Anyways, let's see the general rule here. Okay. So it says, so we want, here we have our 4 different, let's say, grammatical structures, okay? So we have be able to, we have be supposed to, be allowed to, and you have modal verbs, which I think you already know. So it says here in the first rule or the first point, we can use, so we use can and something else to talk about ability or possibility. Which one would you use? But let's see. I think maybe you might benefit from, let's see if we can display both pictures. Ooh, nice. Okay, good. So here, because they want you to look at also at 3A when answering this, because this might help. So take a look at the ones we just finished in 3A first, okay? Take a look at those first before you answer it. It might help you in your answers. So the first point.
3A, where is the 3A?
On the left side, the ones we just finished from the track.
CD1, 3A, CD1.
Yes.
Under the picture.
Yeah. Those points that we just finished. Because the rules, these rules are based on those sentences. Have you read them? All right. So.
Yeah, the first one we use can and be allowed to talk about ability or possibility.
Okay. But let's discuss the difference between ability, possibility. What else do we have? We have ability, possibility, we have advice, and we have necessity, and we have permission.
Ability, possibility, allowed, is ability. Suppose
let's write our little box here, okay, at the top. So let's make our little analysis. So we have ability. Before we even want to answer this, we want to just discuss the differences between these words. Ability, possibility, permission, necessity. So what's the difference between all these? And the last one is advice. And then we also have another one. It's not here, but
prohibition,
yes.
prohibition.
What's the difference between all of these?
Ability, your capability or your power. If you have a power to do something.
All right, correct, I agree. You're able to do something.
Possibility, the possibility, something uncertain. Possibility is what's the word? Potential.
Okay.
Permission, if you allow to do something, so you have the permission.
Okay.
Necessity, when the something is it's urgent or critical.
Okay, but do you have a choice?
Necessity, I don't think so.
Yes, that's the point. If something is necessary, you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
right?
it's yeah, when something is in kind of compulsive.
Correct.
Advice. Yeah, advice. Advice is it's advice.
Okay, but
Consult or something.
Yes, but do you? I mean, is it necessary to follow advice?
No, it's not. It's up to you. It's something.
It's optional. It's not necessary.
Yeah, it's optional. Optional. Yeah.
All right. Prohibition.
Prohibition.
It's not included, of course, in this exercise, but it's related to them. We might meet it in the next lesson. It's not mentioned here, by the way. In any of the examples, there's no prohibition. I'll give you an example.
Prohibition is not the same as permission.
It's actually the opposite.
Prohibited. Not allowed, you mean?
Yes. Can you think of an example of something which is prohibited or not allowed?
Children abused or abuse is prohibited thing.
Okay, correct.
In many countries.
Yes, it's prohibited by the law, for example.
By the law, yeah.
Yeah, or even smaller things than child abuse. For example, what do you usually find when you go on an airplane? What's the first thing they tell you, or the first thing you notice?
Something prohibited. Smoking.
Yeah, exactly, yes. So smoking is prohibited on flight. So you're not allowed to smoke. It's not allowed. Okay, but like I said, prohibition is not included in today's lesson, but it's sort of related. All right, so using these ideas or concepts, let's try to answer the rules now. So here we want to talk about ability or possibility. So here, before you answer, it's a little easier maybe to look at the examples in part 3a, and let's find one which talks about maybe ability or possibility. Which of these 9 examples or 9 sentences do you think discusses ability or possibility? And that way we can copy the bold word, because in the question, if you go to question 4a, it says look at the questions and then complete the rules with verb forms in bold. So in reality, we just want to copy the bold words. Can you see the bold words in exercise 3? So we just want to copy them in the rule. But first of all, this means we need to find examples which contain ability or possibility.
Ability number 9. We are able to.
All right. Okay. So this means be able to. Maybe we can add.
Be able to.
We can add be able to can. Let's see if that works. It appears to be correct. All right. So there's something to say a person is expected to do something.
Okay. Should. Supposed to.
All right. So let's see. Maybe this is true because it says here people are supposed to take a break. So be supposed to.
We have permission allowed.
Permission, but there's 2 things. To be allowed to, and there's another one.
Oh, to.
Are you sure?
Can.
I think can be used for permission, but which example is used for permission in this sentence? A can for permission.
Permission.
Because there's a can for possibility, and there's a can for permission here. There are 2 cans in the example.
Can sleep. Number 6.
Okay, can sleep. Which kind of can is this? Is it a permission can or is it a possibility
permission.
can?
Permission.
All right. So this is a permission can. What about the other can?
Other can. Where is it?
No, number 5.
Number 5. People can get their best ideas. Capability. Ability.
Are you sure? Doesn't feel like ability.
People can get their best ideas. And I don't think that it's permission.
It's not permission.
Can get
Check
possibility.
Yes, exactly.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah. So here, number 5, if you want to change can, you can say some people might get or could get, right? So you can use you can use other words which give the meaning of possibility. All right. Now, how do we say something is necessary? Something like must. We already have must here. We need something like must to show necessity.
Oh, to. Should. We have must and should.
Something stronger than ought to and should. There's something even stronger.
Have to.
Yes, because this is necessity.
Have to is stronger than should.
Yes, much stronger. Because have to is an obligation. You have to do it. You have to, if you have a child, if you're a father, if you're a mother, you have to take care of your child. It's not optional. It's a necessity. What about giving advice?
Ought to.
Yeah, ought to. Ought to is also, it's kind of strong advice, but it's advice. You're not forcing the person, right? And the other one, ought to, and there's another one in the text, which also has the meaning of advice, similar to ought to, maybe softer, a little softer.
Should.
That's right, should. Okay, so these are different ways of, and I think these are interesting tools to express more subtle ideas or more detailed ideas. So they're useful, I think. Okay, I think we still have enough time to cover the next point. It says, look at the verb forms again in part 3a, answer these questions. So this is a pure grammatical question, I think. The first one, it says, do we use the infinitive or verb plus ing after these verb forms? So this means they want us to take a look after, they want us to take a look at all the bold verb forms here, all the bold expressions. What do we use after them? Do we use infinitives only, or do we use verb plus ing?
Yeah, must take, should only work, ought to spend, infinitive.
Yes, actually, if you read them all, if you finish all of them, you'll find that we use infinitives all the time after these expressions. So let's choose infinitive. What about the next point? Which verb forms include to? Because it seems that not all of them have to.
Ought to, allowed to,
allowed to,
supposed to,
supposed to,
have to, able to,
and to be able to. So most of them. So we can say all of them except maybe must, should, and can, right?
Can, can.
Yeah, must, should, and can don't have a to. All right. What about the third question here? It says, how do we make these verb forms negative? So if we want to make all these examples from number 1 to 9, how can we make them?
Must not take.
Okay.
Should not only work. That we only believe that we are not ought to have no idea about how to make it as a negative. But next one are not allowed. The second can't. Next cannot sleep. Are not supposed to. Have not to.
Are you sure?
We are not able to. But ought to. No.
Okay, we'll come to ought to. But what about 8? Number 8.
People don't have to take.
All right. Let me show you the what is it? 130, so I can show you before we end the session how we can do the ought. All right. So here. Let's
The
check.
T here is the T is silent or not?
Oh, no, it's not silent. Ought.
Out.
Yes.
Out to.
But the sound is ought, like caught, the same same vowel sound. I think it's a phoneme, not vowel. It has the caught, ought, bought,
Yeah.
brought.
Yeah.
It's the sound. It's the same sound.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking for ought. Okay, it should be here. Responding to advice. Is this 130? Oops, we went too much. Here it is. So so you can say must not, or you can say mustn't. All right. Now I'm looking for ought to. We ought to spend. No. We don't usually ought to in its question form. You ought. It doesn't say. Because from what I remember, ought to, you can't make it into negative. You ought not to do that. It doesn't make sense. And you can't make it into a contraction, so you can't say oughtn't. Doesn't work. Usually we just substitute it with shouldn't, but I'll have to check that because
Ought
here
not to. Negative. We ought not to go.
it sounds a little weird. I'm not sure if it's correct. It sounds a little odd. It might be correct. You might be right, by the way, but I'm not sure. I can't tell you. Can't give you.
They wrote it in the table.
Where is it?
Found in the table.
Ought not? Yeah, we ought not to
the
go.
last
Yeah. Here it is. Ought not. It's a little heavy, to be honest. We ought not to go. We ought to go. I don't know. I think it's very British and it's maybe outdated. I never use it, to be honest. In the negative, I've never used it. But it's correct. It's correct. Should sounds so much friendlier. Just say should, right? Shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
It's a lot friendlier. But in the positive, I guess it's okay. We ought to go. We ought to. But in the negative, ought not. I don't know. But okay, at least we found it. So it's correct. You can say ought not. All right. So this means unfortunately, we're done for today. But please let me know if you get the workbook. This will be excellent news, to be honest, because this will give you a big boost to this course. It will give you a chance to work on the stuff we take here. It will definitely push you ahead. So do all you can to get it as soon as possible, the workbook.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do my best. Okay.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, if you think you can't, just use the one I sent you. It's not the best, of course, but you can just write the answers in a notebook and use it as a PDF. But at least you get to use the language you learn in class. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So you're welcome. See you next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.